Happy New Year. Gonna review the dice game for Tuesday, January 2nd. The first dice game played on The Price is Right for this year of 24. Petra plays the dice game. As soon as Bob's models brings the table, Bob starts lining the first number of the price of the card. The first number of the price of the card was a 2. Petra starts rolling the dice. The first roll of the dice she rolled was a 5. Was the price of the card worth $25,000? Was it 5 the next number? No. It was not worth $25,000. Petra said the next digit of the price of the car should be less than $25,000. She went lower than 5. And the next roll of the die she rolled was she rolled a 2. Is 2 the middle number, the middle digit of the price of the car was? Is it 2? Yes, 2 was the next digit of the price of the car. She got the middle digit. And the next roll of the die, Petra rolled a 4. Is 4 the next digit of the price of the car? Was the next number 4? Yes, that was correct. She fills in the two middle numbers, 2 middle digits. The car is 2 blank 2 4 blank. It all comes down to the last and final, fourth and final roll of the die Petra rolled. Petra rolled the last die and she rolled a 3. Was 3 the last digit of the price of the car? Was the price of the car end in 243? No. Petra chooses to go higher than 3. Now that seems very interesting. Now, will the odds work for Petra today on the dice game? We'll find out. Bob starts lining up the second digit of the price of the car where Petra rolled a 5. She thought the second digit was going to be less than $25,000. Was that second number lower than 5? Yes, it was. Correct. It was a 3. Now we have 23,240 blank. Now all Petra needs is to, if that car ends with a 4, 5, or 6, 4, 5, 6, she wins. If it's 1 or 2, I don't know how Bob would say if she loses. Bob Barker lights up the last digit. When Bob lighted up the last digit, was Petra correct? Was the last digit higher than 3? Bob lights it up. And I'm going to tell you right now that on this day, back in 06, we had a win. Are we going to have a win on the same day for this year? And the answer, and the last digit of the price of the car, was it higher than 3? Do we have another dice game win on January 2nd? Like we did in 06? The last digit of the price of the car, was it higher than 3? And the last digit was... go. The last digit of the price of that car was... it was... was it higher? Yes, it was higher. It was a 5. We have our first dice game win for this year. Our first dice game win for 24. She wins the game. Petra wins dice game. She becomes the first dice game winner of the year. The price of the car was $23,245. That was a great way to start the year with a win. And on this day back in 06, I was mentioning why I didn't come to school on January the 2nd of 06. We did have a dice game win on that day back in 06. I already reviewed it, and that was Lisa. Lisa won a car back in 06, and Drew Carey was hosting. And yeah, that came to be that one was kind of similar, because the rolls that Lisa rolled was a 6, a 1, a 2, and a 5. And that's where Melissa had rolled a 2 on the 4th digit, which was not. Lisa said it was higher than 2, and it automatically became, and yes, and she did win the car that day, and the price of the car was $15,145. That's $8,100 less than Petra's price of the car that she won yesterday back in January 2nd. That was $8,100 greater than Lisa's automobile. And yeah, that was. So, how did you think about the dice game wins back in January 2nd of 06 and this year? That was yesterday we did have a grand prize win on Wheel of Fortune. That same day. And that was that dice game win was perfect. That was a good way to start this year like we did back in 06. And that was my dice game review for Tuesday, January the 2nd, the air date. And I'll be having more dice game reviews in the future. So this is Rudy Daeta signing off for the Price is Right review for the dice game. This is Rudy Daeta signing off.